Hello everyone. In last lecture, we have studied some advantages of DBMS. Today, we are going to study data types in DBMS. When we create a table, that time we can access different types of fields in that table. We can insert different type of fields in this table. For example, in this MS Access, if we have to add fields, then first of all, we have to select the data type for that specific field. Here, short text is provided to provide the short name. Then number is provided to enter the numerical data, currency, date and time. SNO. SNO is mainly used that if you want to display some specific result, if result is pass or fail, if any employee joined the company or not joined the company, if you want to display the gender, if male or female, in that case you can select S for the male and no for the female, or depend on you. Then lookup and relationship, it generates the another database relationship with Access. For example, we can create the database in Excel also. That time we can generate relationship with that Excel. Then rich text means a notepad, WordPad, we can say WordPad data is can be used here by using the rich text. If we have to use a long long field name, that time we can use the long text. Then attachment, we can attach different file other than MS Access file here by using this attachment. Then hyperlink is used to generate the link from this current location to any other location. Then there are some different calculated fields, or which can be mainly used fields, that are text, number, currency, yes or no, and date or time. These are popularly used fields in MS Access. Okay, these are the fields in MS Access, and these are popular fields in MS Access which can be used to create the table as well as database. Now let's see some main data types which are used to create the database. Besides MS Access, different other softwares are also used to create the database. We already studied that. And in that database softwares, we can create different data types. First one is for text. For text, we can use char data type as well as varchar data type. Char data type can contain only specific letters or numbers or special characters, while varchar data type can be used for long length characters, or we can say a specific length of words. We can specify the range by using this varchar. If we specify varchar 10, in that case we can enter 10 characters within that data. If we enter varchar 50, then 50 characters can be entered within that field. Next one is for numerical. Numerical can be entered by using decimal and integer. Then date having date pattern and time having time pattern in the hours, minutes and second format. These are basically used data types in DBMS. Now, up to now, we have studied database concept, then database advantages, then database applications and data types. Now we have to create the database, and for that different type of data models are used. Now these data models are designed, or database is designed by using the specific rules. We cannot create any database as per our requirement or as per our wish. We have to follow some specific rules to create the proper database. We know that this database is the logical structure of any model. Data models define how the data is connected to each other and how they are processed and stored inside the system. Mainly data models are used, or data model describes the storing and retrieving process of the data. Different type of data models are used, just like the network model. See a network model. Here only one entity is used, and that entity is attached with different entities. Then hierarchical model. Different stepwise connection is provided. Then object-oriented model. Under object-oriented model, here we can create the employee table. Employee table having the different attributes like name, job title, phone number, salary, department ID, with the methods or functions as get hired or change number. Similarly, another table will be department table with its attributes, department ID, department name, and with the method or function as change department. This is the object-oriented model. One more model is the entity relationship model. Here, a student database is generated with the different entities as name, ID, address, and age. And last model is the relational model. Here, we can combine different tables with their fields. Here, in first table, we have created student ID, name, and age. In second table, we have created student ID, name, and teacher. And in the output table, we have displayed data from first table as well as from the second table. This is known as the relational model. And here, here we are going to study the relational model. Now, this relational model is the very basic and popular model for the database designing. It is widely used by all the database designers, and the main purpose of it is data storage and data processing. It is having the different properties which are very useful for the database designers. One important property of it is the transaction. Transaction is a unit of work that is performed against the database. Whatever the database we have generated, we can change in that database by using this transaction property. We can create a record in it, we can update the record, we can delete the record from the generated table. Let's see how to do it. Suppose I have to use, just a minute, I will open the previous table. Here I am having this table. If I want to display, or if initially let's insert some record here. I want to insert some record here. I will insert it. Preeti, then standard 12 and marks 16. In this way, I perform the insertion process. This is one transaction. If I want to change the marks of the Poonam, that time I will change it as 40. This is updation. And if I want to delete any record, if I inserted another record like this, and I want to delete it, I can delete it like this, or I can directly delete the complete row by right clicking here. Okay, all these things are known as the transaction. We can insert data, we can update data, as well as we can delete the data. And this is the main property of the relational model. Now let's study the different properties of the transaction. In short, we can say the different properties of the transaction as acid. A stands for atomicity, C stands for consistency, I stands for isolation, and D stands for durability. Atomicity means it ensures that all the operations within the work unit are completed successfully. And if it is not, then it will get aborted. It will be stopped at that specific position, and it will display the failure message to the user. And whatever the different operations are performed, all that operations gets rolled back to their original or former state. Then next one is the consistency. What are the different transactions you are performing? If you are updating the database or if you are deleting the database, then it is very carefully done by the user that proper record should be get changed. If you insert a number instead of name, that time it can be acceptable as its data type is text, but it will not show the proper output in your output results. Therefore, whenever you update any database, it is very carefully done. The next one is the isolation. It enables transactions to operate independently of and transparent to each other. That means what are the different transactions you are performing, that should be independent. You must not delete a specific record through which complete database can get disturbed. And last one is the durability. Durability, it ensures that the result or effect of a committed transaction persists in case of a system failure. We already studied the backup and recovery advantage of the database. And due to this durability property, we can get the finally generated result of our database or of our query during the system failure also. This is known as the ACID: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. In next lecture, we will study the introduction of RDBMS.